Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining today. This is the webinar Get to Know MEFA about the Massachusetts Educational Financing Authority. My name is Meredith Barnhart. I'm our Director of Communications here. And MEFA's mission is basically to serve students and families who are preparing for the future. This is our official mission statement. We're a not-for-profit, self-financing public entity, and we were started back in 1982 by the Massachusetts legislature, who was looking to create an organization to help families finance a college education. Our mission is always to be and help students and families access and afford higher education and reach their future financial goals through our education programs, our savings plans, our loans, and the guidance that we offer. And I'm going to go through all of that today. All of MEFA's work aligns with the ever-present goal to help support the independence, the growth, and the success of students and families. And I hope what you'll gain today is all of the resources that you can pass on to the families that you work with in the libraries to let them know that there's a free resource to help them plan for their future. I want to talk about the guidance that we offer to families. What you should really know about MEFA is that we have a robust website with a lot of information and resources for families who have children really of any age. We're located at mefa.org, and again, we have a lot of just detailed information to help families plan and save and pay for college and for their future. This is our homepage right here. Throughout MEFA.org, there are a lot of articles all about planning for the future. And these are just a few of the examples of the information that you can find on MEFA.org. We have college savings tips, information about financial aid, all kinds of information about admissions, and then great information for students who are considering refinancing their loans. Within admissions, if students are preparing for the college admissions process, going through the college search process, filling out those applications, they can find details about every step within that process. In addition, financial aid is so important for students. So our website goes through every step and every application that might come across for students and parents to apply for college financial aid. So there's a lot of resources for those students who are in junior and senior year of high school. College savings, as I mentioned, so many families want to start saving for college and they're not sure where to start. So we have information for families to make a savings plan, to know just how to get started, how to make that plan to save a little bit each month into a college savings account to get them ready for college. And then we want to help families through financing a college education. So we've got information about borrowing, how to be a wise student loan borrower and not borrow too much. We always hear about student loan debt across Massachusetts and across the nation, and we want to minimize that as much as possible. So we have guidance on our website about how to afford a college education while minimizing the amount borrowed. And then finally, for families that have borrowed for a college education, how can they refinance or consolidate those loans just to put themselves in a better financial state? So all of this information families will find across MEFA.org. We have a lot of videos on MEFA.org as well, and these are short, somewhere from 1 to 2 minutes, and they highlight different staff members of MEFA just sharing their expertise on a wide range of topics. So families will see a lot of the time in the sidebar of all of our pages a relevant video, someone at MEFA just talking about that specific topic. We also have a videos page that encompasses all of our videos. You can see some examples here, the value of saving for college in middle school, getting letters of recommendation for college admission, and what to do after you're accepted to college. So again, these are short videos, so families don't have to spend a lot of time watching them, but great snippets of information that they can take with them as they plan for college. Also on MEFA.org, families will find timelines. So the example on the right is the college admissions and financial aid timeline, starting in spring of junior year and then going all through senior year of high school. Students and families can go through this timeline and learn the different steps that they'll need to do to fully complete the college admissions process and the financial aid process. On the right, you can see another timeline planning for a student in a certain grade level. So families can click on those links and find the resources they need depending on the age of their child. We also have calculators on MEFA.org, and these are tools that families can use as they're planning for college, depending on the ages of their children, just to really plan for the finances. On the left, you can see the college savings estimator, and that's a tool that families can use. They can estimate what they plan to save per month as they look ahead to college costs, and the estimator will give them the total amount of college savings when their child turns 18 and is ready to go to school based on an average rate of return and how much they're saving per month. And this can just help families as they're trying to figure out how much they need to save in order to get the money that they want to have accumulated to pay for that college bill. The bottom calculator you can see is our college cost forecaster. This actually gives families an idea of what college will cost when their son or daughter is actually going to school. So they can put in the year that their student is starting college, and then they'll get just an estimate based on the average increase in costs every year. But this will give them an idea of what each type of school, the 2-year, the 4-year schools, public and private, will cost when their child goes to college. So families can use that forecaster, figure out what they might need to be paying per year in college, and then decide how much they want to save, and then use that college savings estimator to determine how much they need to put away per month. On the right-hand side, you can see our My College Cost Calculator, and this is really for our families that have high school seniors. Once they're getting their financial aid award letters in that spring of their senior year, they can use this tool to type in each school that they've applied to, the cost that the school has reported, and then the financial aid received. And then the bottom line gives the family basically their net price at every school. And that's helpful for students to compare colleges. Students can put several colleges into the calculator side by side and then compare what their net price will be at every school based on that school's cost, the tuition, the fees, the room and board, and the financial aid received at each school. So a lot of families like to use this, print it out, and have it with them as they're making that college decision. We have a very active blog on MEFA.org. We post there about 2 or 4 times a week, or 2, 3, or 4 times a week, with relevant information. If there's anything in the news that we want to share with families in regards to college planning or financial aid or admissions, if we have tips to pass on, this will all appear on our blog. So we always recommend that families check in to make sure that they're up on the latest news that we're sharing. Here are some examples that we've posted recently. One blog on how you can plan and grow a 529 college savings plan. So just walking families through the easy steps to set up a 529 plan in Massachusetts. A message for parents starting the college search process. This was a guest blog. We have a lot of blogs written by MEFA staff members, but then we also invite several members of the community, high school counselors, college administrators, professionals from college access organizations who will share their expertise on our blog as well. That bottom blog for parents starting the college search process was written by an associate director of admissions at Holy Cross who just has a great perspective on that entire admissions process. So he shared with us a great message that he passes on to parents as they're helping their child start the college search. And then you can see that blog on the upper right-hand corner, all things FAFSA. FAFSA is a huge buzzword during the financial aid season, and we talk a lot about it just to offer guidance to families and help demystify the process of applying for financial aid. So this was just one of many blogs about the FAFSA and how families can go through the process of filling it out and submitting it correctly. Another tool we have online is MEFA Pathway Year Plan for the Future. And just like our website, this is a free tool for Massachusetts students, and students can find it from MEFA.org. They can also go directly to MEFApathway.org. And again, this is a tool for Massachusetts students, completely free, and it offers a lot of resources to help students plan for college and career. There's engagements where students can answer questions to learn more about themselves, or assessments where they can learn more about about themselves. There's a college search tool where they can answer a few questions about where they think they'd like to go to school, and then they'll get a list of potential schools. There's a whole application manager where students can really keep themselves organized by keeping track of the applications to each school and what still needs to be submitted. There are calculators, again, within MEFA Pathway that help families prepare for those college costs. And there's an entire scholarship search engine, which is, of course, as you can imagine, very popular with families, where students can go in and find scholarships to apply to help them pay for college. And then there's a tool that helps organize all these scholarships to remind them of deadlines and to let them know that they do need to apply and when and what the requirements are. There's also a resume builder, so students can very easily create resumes if they need them for college applications or for part-time job applications. And it's a very digital tool, and so there's a whole portfolio where students are basically building this visual library of their plan for the future. There's also a lot of information about careers, so students can learn about different careers and match their interest to careers as well. A really great tool that we offer to families that I always recommend everyone sign up for are our emails. We email families about every 2 to 4 weeks, so 1 or 2 times a month, so not that often. And our emails are very short. You can see an example of one on the right-hand side of your screen. We usually have about 3 different content blocks, all different, just passing on guidance to families. The emails are different based on the ages of the children in the family. So a family that has a newborn and a 2-year-old will receive a very different email than a family that has a high school senior. We want the emails to be catered specifically to what that family is going through at that moment as they plan for the future. Our emails include links to resources both in MEFA.org, perhaps a blog we've just written, and resources outside as well. Federal Student Aid, for example, if they have a new video or a new blog or a new press release on something important that families need to know about as they plan for college, we'll share something like that. So this is all great information for families, and they can sign up right on MEFA.org. So right on there, that homepage of MEFA.org, they'll see that brown box we have on the screen here. They can just put in their email address and sign up, and they'll click in and put in their name and the ages of their children, so we send them the exact emails that'll be most helpful to their family. We are all over social media offering our guidance as well. So we're posting daily, actually several times a day, on Facebook, on Twitter, posting daily on LinkedIn, so families can like us and follow us on social media. Here we post just little snippets of information, guidance, news. We share a lot of scholarship opportunities on social media that isn't found elsewhere because scholarships come up so quickly and have deadlines that approach so quickly. So a lot of scholarships that we hear about, and organizations email us all the time letting us know about scholarships, we're going to share those on social media. So I always recommend to families, if nothing else, make sure you're following us on social media. Even if a family does not have their own Facebook account or Twitter account or LinkedIn, they can actually go to our homepage and at the very bottom, click on the icon for the different social media channel, and they'll see our whole page of social media. So it's a public page. You don't actually have to be on social media, but of course, if you are, it's easier if you do like us and follow us, and all our posts will show up in your feed. So again, we recommend students to jump on board with us, and they'll get great information daily. We have customer support that's available to families, and this is available to organizations as well. I mean, really all of this guidance is available to any college access professionals, college administrators, high school counselors, mentors, anyone that's helping families plan for college, and of course for the families themselves. We have an 800 number that families are welcome to call Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, where they'll be connected with one of our college planning experts, and they can chat about really anything about saving for college, applying for a loan, how to complete that college admissions application. Any questions that they have, they're welcome to call. We also have an email address. We answer those emails usually less than 24 hours. Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 is when we're answering those emails. So if someone emails us over the weekend, they'll get a response Monday morning. But during the week, those emails are answered pretty quickly. So families can email us at info@mefa.org and ask any questions that they have. And then social media, as I mentioned, we're posting on social media, but families are welcome to reach back out to us through social media and ask a question. And again, we're here in the office working on social media 9 to 5. So if anyone contacts us over the weekend, most likely they'll get a response on Monday morning. And again, we're on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. We have MEFA webinars as well. So throughout the year, we offer webinars on a wide range of college planning topics, and these are free for families. They're usually offered around noontime, but we record each webinar. So if a family isn't able to take a lunch break and jump onto a webinar, they can simply go to our website and locate any of these recordings. Our webinar recordings are posted on our events page, which is mefa.org/events. And if you go to that page on the right-hand sidebar, you'll notice all of the webinar recordings. So families can simply click on those anytime and watch those recordings. Some of our topics include saving for college, college planning for middle school families, so specifically for those families who have children in grades 6 through 8, understanding the FAFSA, where we actually go through the FAFSA screen by screen. So this is really helpful for families who are just really confused by the FAFSA, have a lot of questions. They can watch that webinar and we answer pretty much every question that they might have about the FAFSA. After the college acceptance is a webinar, just as it sounds. After students have been accepted to college, what are the next steps? How do they pick a school? How do they figure out the cost? How do they pay for it? We have a webinar on comparing college loan options. So when families figure out they do need to borrow to pay for college, how do they select the best college loan for them? And then managing education loan repayment. And this is for students and parents who have borrowed and just need to get themselves organized as they anticipate repaying those school loans. We're also all over the community at a few different types of events. Start You Reading is an event we love. It's held at Massachusetts libraries, and we invite preschoolers to come with their parents. They're able to hear a story. They meet a literary character come to life. And then at the end, parents receive information about saving for college. So their children are entertained, and then parents leave with great information about how to set up a 529 plan, how to set up a college savings account so that they can prepare for college costs. Dreams Tour is another event. It's held at really bigger events throughout the Commonwealth. So we bring a pop-up tent at bigger events, say a fair or a festival, and you'll see us. There's interactive activities for children to do. And again, parents walk away from those tents with great information about saving for college. So it's fun for students and children. They're going to get a picture taken of themselves, and then parents get great information as well. And then finally, we have seminars throughout Massachusetts on all of our college planning topics. We have over 600 a year. They're all free. They're held at high schools and community-based organizations across the Commonwealth. Families can learn about all of these events on our events page. And again, that's mefa.org/events. Wanted to mention the products that MEFA offers. We have 2 college savings plans, and these are the college savings plans for Massachusetts, the U Fund 529 College Investing Plan and the Prepaid Tuition Program, our U plan. So we have 2 different plans available to families in Massachusetts. The U Fund is the 529 plan, and many of you, I'm sure, have heard of a 529 plan. That's that main college savings account, and 529 plans are offered by the states throughout the country. So the Massachusetts 529 plan is run by MEFA, and it's called the MEFA U Fund. The 529 plans are fabulous for families because they have so many benefits. First, families can decide how to invest. So they put money into the plan. They can pick a plan that's FDIC insured. So it's just going to guarantee them savings every year, or they can choose to be a little bit riskier with their investment, similar to a retirement account. So there's a lot of different options. There's a very popular age-based investment option where families are a little bit riskier with their investment when their children are young, and then that investment becomes less risky as they get closer to college age. The money in 529 plans that families set aside can be used at pretty much any accredited college or university in the U.S. It can actually also be used at a few foreign institutions as well. But families need to know that it doesn't have to be used at a Massachusetts school. It can really be used anywhere in the U.S. The funds can be used for tuition, for fees, for room and board, for books, supplies, and equipment. So most of those costs that are associated with college. And new this year, this was just decided in the last few months, up to $10,000 per year from a 529 account can now be applied also to K through 12 tuition expenses. So if families have money saved and they are at a private K through 12 school, they can use the 529 for the tuition charge. 529s, especially this U Fund, are easy to open. Families can do so right online, or they can call, or they can actually walk into a Fidelity branch. Those investments within the 529 are professionally managed by Fidelity. So we partner with Fidelity, we run the program, and then basically those funds are managed by Fidelity. One of the other benefits of the U Fund and 529 plans in general is that qualified withdrawals are free from federal and Massachusetts state income tax. So you put money into the plan, that money grows, and then any earnings are not taxed as long as when you take that money out, you use it for college expenses. So that's great news for families. And then in the last year, Massachusetts residents have benefited from a tax deduction. So families can qualify for a tax deduction of up to $1,000 for single filers and $2,000 for married filers filing jointly. So that's great news for families. Huge tax deduction for them if they're saving for college. The other college savings program offered by Massachusetts and MEFA is the U-Plan prepaid tuition program. And this is a great program. It can be a little confusing to families, but it has an amazing benefit. Basically, when families put money into the U-Plan, they are prepaying up to 100% of tuition and mandatory fees. And what they're really doing is locking in today's prices. So they're putting money into the U-Plan, and the money is locking in what today's price is at over 70 Massachusetts public and private colleges and universities. So that's great news. If a family has a 3-year-old, they're locking in the 2018 prices of colleges and universities across Massachusetts so that when that child goes to college 15 years from now, they're going to pay today's rates, the 2018 rates, instead of the rates in the future. Really great program. We have a wonderful intro video that's pretty short, just a few minutes, right on our U-Plan page on MEFA.org. So families can go to that, and it's basically an animated video that very clearly explains the benefits of the U-Plan. U-Plan money is backed by the full faith and credit of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. So this is a guaranteed plan. There's no risk associated with it. It's not subject to market fluctuation. Basically, as the cost of college rises, families are benefiting because their money is increasing as well, because it stays with the rate of college cost increase, which is great news. Not great news the college cost is rising, but this is basically a plan that combats that, which is nice. There's no fees associated with the plan. There's also, similar to the U-Fund, there's no mass state or federal taxes on earnings. So as the money within the U-Plan grows, because the cost of college rises, that increase, that earning from the plan, families don't pay taxes on that, which is great news. What's a little bit different about the U-Plan is there's only an enrollment period for 2 months, and we're in it right now. It's May 1st to June 30th. So we definitely encourage families during this time, get into the U-Plan, because this is the only time of year they can do that. The rest of the year, we encourage families to set some money aside so that when enrollment period comes around again, they can enroll and add money. They can basically enroll during that enrollment period, and then every year they can add money to their account. And also with the U-Plan, there's this great tax deduction. So Mass residents can get that deduction of up to $1,000 for single filers and then $2,000 for married filers filing jointly. And then somewhat new to MEFA is the attainable savings plan. This is a savings account for individuals with disabilities. So it's somewhat similar to a 529 plan, but the beneficiaries, instead of spending that money on college costs, are spending the money on disability-related expenses. There are, similar to 529's, various investment options. And when participants withdraw the money, as long as they're spending it on disability-related expenses, that money is free from federal income tax. So the money grows, gets some earnings, but families don't pay taxes on those earnings. Great benefit of the plan. This also, the money in the plan does not affect other disability-related federal benefits, and that's really good news. Other money sitting in other accounts can affect basically the benefits that individuals with disabilities are receiving from the federal government. Not true with the attainable savings plan. That's a huge benefit of this plan. And this is also a plan that's professionally managed by Fidelity Investments. So we partner with Fidelity on this plan. And then MEFA offers low-cost loans. When we were started back in the early 80s, this is one of the main reasons to offer low-cost loans to families who do need to borrow for a college education. So we have loans available, college loans. They all have fixed interest rates, which gives a stable monthly payment. Families know what they'll pay per month to pay back those loans. You can use MEFA loans for undergraduate or graduate education. And when families apply, they get multiple repayment options. So families decide when they want to start repaying a MEFA loan, their decision. MEFA loans are available to Massachusetts residents who go anywhere in the country for school, or to any students who come to Massachusetts for school. So those are the two populations that can actually apply for a MEFA loan. And families are able to borrow up to the total cost. It's actually the total cost of the school minus any financial aid. So they can borrow up to basically the college's total cost minus any financial aid. There's no prepayment penalty, so families are able to really repay as quickly as they want. And families can apply by phone or online. And finally, we have a MEFA education refinancing loan. This is for families, for students, young professionals who have college loans. They're currently in repayment, but they want to refinance to try to get a lower interest rate and lower monthly payment. And so that's the goal. We call it a MEFA refi. That's our refinancing loan. Students, young professionals, families, they're basically combining their college loans into one. They can refinance federal and private loans, and it's designed to give the borrower a lower interest rate and monthly payment. There are fixed and variable interest rates, so families get to decide what they'd like. We have a 15-year repayment on our MEFA refi loan, but we have a 10-year repayment coming very soon. And with MEFA refi, there's no application fee, there's no origination fee, there's no prepayment penalty. It's really just a loan available, and it can be anyone in the country. It doesn't have to have a Massachusetts connection. But this is for really young professionals who've been paying back their loans for a little bit and want to save money on a monthly basis. And then finally, MEFA offers training and outreach for the education community. So for school counselors, for college administrators, college access professionals, we offer webinars, trainings, and conference sessions throughout the year, basically sharing our guidance, so educating these professionals on financial aid, on college savings, on admissions, so then they can turn around and help families as well. We also have MEFA staff members who are available via phone and email to answer questions that these professionals might have. So if we have a high school counselor who has a question about the FAFSA or is working with a family through the college application and has some questions, those staff members within high schools and community-based organizations can call MEFA anytime to get the guidance and the information they need. And that's it. We are located at State Street, right in Boston. Website again is mefa.org. Our info@mefa.org email address is available to anyone. And then finally, we have the 800 number, that 800-449-MEFA. So families are welcome to call us anytime. And we also welcome anyone from the education community, of course, librarians, teachers, college access professionals, and high school counselors, college administrators. Anyone is welcome to call MEFA to get guidance and information to help families plan for college. Thanks for joining us today.